Hello, I'm Professor John Morgan Curtis, and today I'm going to give you a summary of community wildlife conservation in Kenya in 2 minutes, starting now.
The Olere Ora Conservancy, or OOC, supports the beginning of a new and exciting vision in wildlife conservation management by the local communities. Let's take a look how it all works. Here we are in Africa, East Africa, Kenya, and more precisely, the Masai Mara Game Reserve, and the OOC is located on the eastern side of the Mara. The majority of conservations are on private ranches or communities controlled by group ranches. As you can see from all these areas surrounding the Mara, they used to be community-managed group ranches, but due to new legislation, they have been broken up into individual holdings, meaning the whole wildlife area has now been subdivided into 100 to 150 acre plots. The land has potentially two uses: agriculture, and more precisely wheat, or wildlife, which is the option the OOC supports. In the past, group ranches consisted of a chairman and a board of councilors who were responsible for the ranch's daily management and finances. This left plenty of room for corruption and mismanagement, preventing the community from seeing any of the income, which brings us to where we are now, where individuals are tired of not benefiting from their own land. Let's examine the two options. Agriculture. The average income per acre at planting wheat is about 1,000 to 1,500 shillings per annum. Wildlife. Using partial land, individuals can receive 750 per acre and still use the land for grazing or for wildlife only. For example, the OOC pays 2,000 per acre for total land use rights for wildlife with a guaranteed 5-year lease. And while the 5-year lease does not seem like a long-term approach, this does allow the landowners and the OOC to formulate and adapt a strategy to form the best possible plan. Now let's take a closer look at the OOC. The OOC is 27,000 acres, 109 square kilometers of prime wildlife habitat broken down into 154 plots, each with its own landowner. The OOC boasts over 300 species of bird, 66 species of wildlife, as well as featuring various ecosystems such as open savanna, acacia forest, riverine forest, and riverbed. By law, only a Kenyan can lease the land, making outside investors obliged to take on a Kenyan partner. The easiest solution is to form a land holding company responsible for all the separate leases and sublet the management company, which can be made up of anyone. The management company is responsible for all the activities in the area, as well as collecting and payment of all revenue, mainly in the form of daily ticket sales. The benefit is the landowners finally see a regular income from the property. As part of the agreement, the native communities moved their village away from the area, alleviating human-wildlife conflict, leaving the wildlife to its own natural devices. Strict controls would guide the number of guests allowed on the conservancy at any one time. The foundation is responsible not only for the OOC, but for any other landowners interested in making sure the area and especially the wildlife are safe. It secures that all ventures are paying for the dues and enforcing strict codes of conduct for the benefit of the guests and the wildlife. It is the camps that generate the income and is the foundation that holds it all together.
In conclusion, land allocation is not originally thought as the end of wildlife habitat. Instead, it will be the savior of community wildlife conservation in Kenya. Oh, right on time. Thank you and good night.